A city needs citizens. So how do I make these guys go around doing stuff and also have thousands of them without my CPU going,
I can't take it anymore! I just want to die!
One of the main problems I have with medieval city builders is scale. They often rely on you manually assigning people to do certain things, which means a lot of micromanagement that can't really scale beyond the city of a couple hundred. But real medieval cities were often much larger, going into the tens of thousands. They would obviously not stay that large for long due to these guys, but still. So, I want Hexburg to be more like city skylines, in the sense that you micromanage your large population by building housing, workplaces and stuff like that they themselves choose instead of micromanaging where everyone lives and works. Now, this means that I have to simulate a lot more than a few hundred people, I need thousands. And that's not easy. If I tried to do it the normal way in Unity, the CPU would start choking from handling all the simulation of the people, and the GPU would start having a stroke from displaying them. So, how do we solve this? Well, take a look at this Unite conference demo. So many units displayed and simulated. How are they doing it? DOTS, or Data-Oriented Technology Stack, is a work-in-progress way to make Unity programming super optimized. It will be a game changer when it comes to large-scale games done in Unity, if it's ever finished. Fortunately, even though it's still work in progress, we have access to a pre-release of the stack that we can use. So, in this brave new system, instead of game objects, we have entities. Entities are super performant because their data is arranged neatly in memory instead of being scattered all over, which lowers performance when reading or writing. By just having our population be entities instead of game objects, we already solve half the problem, because entities are rendered using something called the hybrid renderer. The GPU is no longer stroking off and we barely did anything. And in case you're wondering why the people look like, well, that, it's because while hybrid renderer can already display lots of objects, displaying animated ones, such as characters, is still in development. So for now, everyone being Minecraft Steve will have to do. For the simulation part, there's just one thing I need the people to do right now: walk. For the city to look alive, they need to commute between home, work, church, public spaces, etc. Here's how the system works. First, assign each person their locations, where they live, work, go to church, etc. Then, at random time intervals, tell them to go to a random place from those locations. Now, the hard part is actually calculating what way they should go. They have to avoid things like buildings and prefer roads over forests or fields or anything like that. Enter pathfinding. There are many pathfinding algorithms, but the most commonly used one is A*. Given a grid of squares or hexagons, doesn't matter, it will give you a list of positions between point A and B, meandering around any obstacles and using your preferred types of surfaces. But that's not the main reason I chose it. The main reason is that CodeMonkey has a tutorial where he implements the entire thing in DOTS, where it's multi-threaded and running in burst and all those other sweet things, and I just had to follow it. With this code, we can now tell a citizen to walk to work, and they'll do it. Every day. For the rest of their life. Just home to work, work to home, home to work. Until one day they drop dead, having achieved none of their dreams or aspirations, never breaking the cycle of endless back-breaking toil for their masters. So the code works! Woo! Now that we have it working, let's test it. Let's create a small city and manually spawn 10,000 people in it. Perfect. Now obviously in the regular game, the people don't just appear all at once. I have a, quite honestly, pretty overcomplicated system that calculates the number of people to be immigrated or born into the city each month based on the number of available housing, jobs and happiness in the city. But that's more of a game design topic and I plan to do a separate video on just that. So for now, that's it. Thanks for watching, subscribe to keep up to date with development of the game, and I'll see you around. Peace.